My name is Jason Hyman, Athletic Flooring Division Manager at Schmidt Custom Floors. I'm here today to discuss oil versus water-based finish. To start, I'd like to preface that there really isn't a better option per se. However, there definitely are differences to be aware of. I will give a brief description of the differences as follows. After, I will discuss circumstances to be aware of based on your specific space and key variables that lead to success. While there are some slight nuances from brand to brand, the following is relatively recognized by all manufacturers. Our first subject is oil-based finish, oil-modified urethane, OMU, or urethane-modified oil. All oil finishes in the world of gym floors are amber in color. Amber finish will cause an immediate color change in the wood, and especially over light colors like white, light gray, etc. Oil takes about 5 to 7 days to dry after coat, and can near 30 days full cure depending on conditions. Oil has a smell of mineral spirits as it dries. Oil should be considered if conditions dictate that such a conversation should happen. Annual refinishing of the floor requires one coat with rarely an option of a second coat if necessary. It tends to play better under duress, which essentially means when the floor is dirty. Water-based finishes are second. While there are different types of water-based, some even having a slight amber color to them, we're going to focus on a two-component clear water-based finish as follows. Clear color, which leaves a lot of contrast from game lines to the unpainted areas. White and light colors stay the same color as originally intended. It may cause side bonding or panelization depending on conditions. Water-based takes about 3 to 5 days to dry after coating and around 2 weeks to fully cure. Smell is very low compared to oil and is not solvent-based. Annual refinishing of the floor requires 2 coats of finish and tends to be slippery in comparison to oil when under duress, which essentially means when the floor is dirty. In general, both finishes work best based on variables of your gym space. Some key features to consider are as follows. When glossy and clean, they should both be expected to play well. Agitation from scrubbers may degloss, if even slowly, both finishes. Scrubbers are not suggested for any gym floor for this reason, along with the amount of water that may cause issues. Environment and the next environment the floor will be subject to after completion is very important to this conversation. While the industry asks you to keep conditions within 35 to 50% constant humidity, we also realize the difficulties of achieving this. Budgets often dictate air conditioning be shut off at night, or sometimes you may not even have air conditioning. Conversely, it is extremely rare to have humidified conditions in the middle of winter when the heat is on. We strongly, among other things in this video, urge you and your staff to reconcile this feature alone, so long-term success is mutual for you and what we ultimately provide. Examples. While not so much a concern of an annual maintenance of your gym floor, the following are some examples of what can possibly happen when conditions change from season to season. This is mostly due to the fact that your floor may be uncoated for a period of time during your application. This period of time may cause the floor to expand from humidity or contract from being dry, which is specifically due to the environment at the time. One example is coating an unfinished floor with water-based finish during the summer months. If conditions change your first winter from humid to dry, it'll cause the floor to contract, sometimes abnormally. Water-based can cause abnormal expansion and contraction, which mostly will correct after 4 seasons, but is specifically due to the conditions changing. We call this side bonding or panelization. Another example is coating an unfinished floor with oil-based during the winter months. If conditions change your first spring or summer from dry to humid, it will cause the floor to expand. This expansion can create an issue we call polyballs. Polyballs essentially form from coatings that got within the boards and never fully cured, oftentimes months. When the floor expands, it can push the finish out into what looks like little balls of finish in your board seams. Ultimately, our goal is to communicate with you, and we also urge you to have this conversation when conditions are not perfect in your space. We say this because we know if 35 to 50% humidity can actually be met, that the likelihood of having a future conversation is very minimal regarding an issue. Respectfully, 35 to 50% 24/7 is a rarely met condition when costs to achieve are typically not cost effective to spaces as large as gyms in our region of the United States. The ultimate goal is to be aware of your individual circumstances and have real communication on what to expect. We're available to discuss at any point before, during, or even after your project is completed, and again urge you to have these conversations or correspondence considering. Thank you for listening, and we look forward to working with you on your project or projects. Feel free to reach us at 262-899-9411, my cell at 262-269-8045, email me at jhyman@schmidtflooring.com, or you can look us up on YouTube for more videos at athleticfloors.com or Schmidt Athletic Floors on Facebook. Thank you for your time.